All right, now we're cooking. So I've got my county data, right? I've got my county data currently colored this sort of crazy pastel way, but we're gonna just change that. So I could change it by changing the color ramp, right? You can do all kinds of things, or I can just make it go to this basic feature. That's very boring, but it's going to get more exciting here. But this is sort of where we're starting at. They're all the same. And I want to bring in this unemployment data. Oh, I typed 2010, but it's actually 2012. My apologies. And so the way to do that is this process of what's called a join. And again, if I look at the attribute table of counties, I've got this FIPS column here, and we're going to use that column, which is the same column as what we created in our Excel spreadsheet. That's our linkage. And the way we link those guys together is you right click on that county name, which is corresponding to this layer here. You go to joins and relates, and we're going to do a join. So what do you want to join to this layer? We want to join attributes from a table. So the field this will be based on is this FIPS code, right? And what we want it, and again, this is a typo. This is 2010. It's actually 2012 data. We could join it on county name and other things. We're going to join it on FIPS code as well. We're going to keep all records. We're going to validate the join. It's checking some things. It sounds good. It sounds okay. We're going to close this guy and we're going to say okay. Hopefully this works. So now if I right click on this guy and I go to not properties, it's a habit. If I right click on this guy and I go to open attribute table, oh, what do we see? We see that this information we've added this additional information here, right? So this is up to here is what we had in the original one, but now through that join, we've added in this additional information, including what we care about, which is this 2012 unemployment rate. So now what I can do is I can go to properties, and I can go to quantities, and I can choose unemployment 2012, and I can make it, usually we think that high unemployment is bad. So I'm going to do something like this, and I'm going to apply this. Oh my, look how beautiful that is. And so now this is looking good, right? Because these colors are tied to the unemployment data, which was originally held in this Excel spreadsheet, which had nothing to do with GIS, but we have now brought it into GIS through this join process. You can insert a legend here. So actually, we are in data view. We can go to layout view. This is, the map that we'll create, and then we can now insert a legend, and we can get rid of Southeast, but we can only have counties. I don't ever like to have the title that's legend. That is not helpful for me. You can have a border if you want. Anyway, you can make these sort of changes. These are aesthetic changes that we'll talk about a little bit later. But now we've got this kind of thing, right? So, and now if I zoom in on this, and then let me make this legend a little bit bigger so we can actually see from my tired old eyes. I can see anything, right? So now this is not the most beautiful map in the world, and like all these zeros, this is kind of junk, right? So you can get rid of all these zeros. So it's really like this, right? That's much better, and you could actually change this to be unemployment percentage, things like this, just to kind of tighten it up, or make it look a little nicer. You could put a scale bar on there, right? You could do all these different things, and then you could export that map, right? You could hopefully these are all familiar to you. You can make that map, and then you can bring it into your Word document. So that's the process of doing this kind of a join. You did it for the 2012 data. I also want you to do it for the 2019 data.